What's up, YouTube? It's your guy Darren, the Bowtie Fragrance Guy, on the channel where we talk about two things, the two F's, and that's fragrances as well as fashion. So if you love to look good, you love to smell great, then I think you're going to enjoy the content that I have on this channel. I invite you, go ahead and click the subscribe button and take another quick second to hit the bell icon as well to make sure you get notified every time I upload new content on the channel. So guys, as I have been doing lately, I'm going to be giving you guys a fashion tip today, and my fashion tip of today is always make sure at all times that you have shoe trees in your shoes. I talk a lot on this channel about, of course, the fashion side of it. I talk to you guys about making sure that you invest into quality menswear as well as shoes. And the shoes that I want to feature today, I featured these on my Instagram channel, is a pair of nice, what we call these a derby shoe that I got from J. Fitzpatrick Footwear. What I love about J. Patrick's footwear line is that his company was birthed out of passion. I've heard his story, man. He kind of went up through the ranks, started shining shoes first, and then worked his way up through the ranks, man, and started his own company. That's what a lot of companies do when they really want to produce the best employee. They take you through all the channels of the business so you learn the business, and that's what Mr. Fitzpatrick did. And his line of shoes is amazing. They're Goodyear welted shoes. They use nice leather in the shoes. But check out these shoe trees in here, man. It has the JF logo on it. I hope you guys can see that. It has JF on it, so for Justin Fitzpatrick. And of course, you guys know I love the color of red. But you always want to make sure, guys, that you have a shoe tree in your shoes, because it does two things. It takes the moisture out of your shoe after wearing the shoe, and also helps them to retain its shape. So you always want to make sure that you are wearing shoe trees in your shoes. And guys, that is my fashion tip of the day. And really quick before I move on, just let me show you the box, because I love red. Check that box out, man. This is the box that it came in. That box is super dope, man. And it kind of pulls out this way. So if you have it stored in your closet, then you can just pull the box out. That way it came with nice bags for your shoes, of course, as all quality footwear companies tend to do. But guys, check them out. Check out Justin Fitzpatrick. He has a nice line of shoes that I think you guys will enjoy. All right, guys, so on today's video, as it relates to the fragrance, we're going to be talking about AZZARO Most Wanted. This is the newest release from the AZZARO line, but I'm also going to kind of mention the other fragrances from the AZZARO Wanted line. I think this is a very, very underrated line of fragrances, but that's what we're going to be getting into today. So if you want to hear my take on AZZARO The Most Wanted, as well as the other fragrances from the AZZARO Wanted line, then you know the routine. Keep it locked right here. All right, guys, I'm back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in. Let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Again, we're going to be talking about the newest fragrance release from the house of AZZARO from the Wanted line, The Most Wanted. And here's a look at the box. This is what the box looks like. The box, just like the bottle, which I'll show you in a moment, is very reminiscent of the previous releases from the Wanted line, except for, of course, it's in the hue of black. And here's what the bottle looks like. Of course, as I said, with the box, the bottle is the same thing, very reminiscent of what the original bottle of AZZARO Wanted looks like. Same look, but again, just in a black hue. And man, I would just tell you now, I do really like the way this stuff smells. Now, to me, this reminds me somewhat of another release from last year, which was Lamel Le Parfum. That fragrance kind of had, this fragrance has that same sweetness that I got from that particular fragrance. They're not clones, they don't smell exactly alike, but it reminded me of that when I smelled this. But another fragrance that this kind of reminds me of is it's kind of a more mature version of Paco Rabanne 1 Million. Now, when I say more mature, I'm not in any way, shape, or form trying to say anything negative about 1 Million, because Everybody talks about this kind of being this bubblegummy thing, which I don't know what the heck that is. It doesn't smell like, like bubblegum at all to me, but it has a little bit more of a playful vibe than this one, but this does kind of remind me of that. But if you did not like that playful, more the youthful vibe that some people sometimes get from 1 Million, then this is one that you'll really, really like, I think, because it reminds you of that, but it's more mature, more toned down, and I love that. Now, it only lists 3 notes from what I was able to find, which was cardamom, toffee, and amberwood. Now, amberwood is a very popular note that a lot of fragrances have been kind of using amberwood as of late. From what I understand, it kind of is like a synthetic form of ambergris, if I'm not mistaken. But to me, this fragrance is really, really warm and spicy and sweet. And those will be the main kind of accords that I get from this one. The most prominent note to my nose is that toffee note. But you get that nice, warm vibe that comes from cardamom and sweet. But it works really, really well because toffee is really, really sweet, almost kind of smells like caramel to me. And you get a lot of that in this fragrance. And the amberwood to me just kind of gives it a nice warmth and woodiness to the fragrance as well. But I really, really, really like this fragrance. Now, as far as performance, on my skin, I got about 7.5 hours of performance out of this fragrance. It projected really well for that first 2 hours, and then it really sat closer to my skin, but I could pick it up at about that 7.5 hour mark. So I think it's great in the performance category for what it is. Now, as far as seasons, I think the perfect season for this fragrance is going to be the fall season. I'm going to get into this in a minute. Well, let's get into it now, because the other 3 fragrances from this line, you have AZZARO Wanted. This is Tonic, and a lot of people sleep on this fragrance. They don't talk about it at all, but if I would say out of these 4 fragrances, because there's 4 from this line, this is the perfect fragrance to wear in the summertime. I did a video about white t-shirt approved fragrances. This fragrance could have very well made that list, and I really, really like this fragrance because it just is easy to wear and so fresh and clean for hot weather. So I really like this one, and out of that line, this will be good for the summer. Now, I said Most Wanted will be good for fall, because for the winter I would go with the Wanted by Night. I would go with Wanted by Night for the winter time, because this has incense, it has benzoin, it has that apple cinnamon thing going on. Oh man, this is a really, really good fragrance. Really, really good fragrance. I would really go back and forth between which one of these I actually like the most, because it was by far this one before this came out, but now I'm really, really starting to love this one as well. But this one will be good for the winter, and this will be the spring fragrance, the original AZZARO Wanted. Now, this one got, some people didn't really like this one because it's so aggressive and loud, but again, I like it. If I'm in that mood, if I'm going somewhere where I want to be noticed, I will tell you what, I'll wear this, and people really, really respond well to it. It smells good. Now, again, it is loud. This is kind of loud and in your face, like Versace Eros, for instance. They don't smell alike, but that same kind of projection and kind of crazy performance you get with Eros, you get with this. But I really, really like it. This is the one that I would use for the spring. But overall, man, I think this is a really, in my opinion, I would say an underrated collection. Now, this one gets a lot of positive attention, and this one has been doing pretty well. It's been well received, but to me, people kind of sleep on these 2. And I think for what they are, they're really, really good fragrances. And as an overall collection, the 4 fragrances, if you had these 4 fragrances, you will be good to go for the year. And I think you will really, really get a lot of compliments and positive attention, because they just have that overall mass appealing, smells good vibe. And I think that's what most people would get when you wear these fragrances. So as a collection, I think that they're great. And as an individual fragrance, I think the Most Wanted is a great fragrance. I think overall I would give this a solid 8.5 out of 10. It's really, really good. There are some fragrances, like I said, that this fragrance reminds me of. So I guess from the originality standpoint, I would take off a few points, but I do really like the way it smells, and it does perform well. So overall, good release from the AZZARO line. All right, guys, that's it. That's my time. I hope you enjoyed this video, as I gave you my take on the most recent release from the AZZARO Wanted line, the Most Wanted. As always, I appreciate your time and attention to these videos, because of course, You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're right here with me, and I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget to take a few moments to like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead and share these videos out to folks that you think can use this information or find me entertaining, because I'm your guy, Darren, the bow tie fragrance guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.